morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn them notifications on. Monday morning now, just come back after a weekend off. So yeah, I've not worked since Friday. A few things happened here over the weekend that we'll be catching up on. Dad Mark spent another day on Saturday just leveling some stone and the top of the lane, getting ready for another pour of concrete. I am just now on my tractor coming around to the cow yard. I've just fed the cows and scraped up, and the next job is to empty the slurry hole. So I emptied this slurry hole last Sunday, so it has actually lasted 8 days, which is the longest it's lasted all winter. Now it was a very mild week, very dry, so there was literally just what the cows drop out on the yard as opposed to extra water from rain. So we're just backing up now to the slurry stirrer. Bearing in mind the hole is extremely full this morning. Nip over here whilst that's stirring up a little bit. I just emptied a little bit out of that hole because it was right full, just so that it's easier to stir. And you'll hear the tractor is very quiet when it's running on the pump. My old tractor used to be a lot louder than that. You probably wouldn't have been able to hear me stood here now. That is running as well in 540 eco, so you're using less revs to maintain that 540 RPM, which is brilliant. The old tractor did have the Eco PTO, but we were never actually able to run it in the Eco PTO on the stirrer. So you can tell that tractor's got the extra 10 horsepower because it's able to run the pump at a lower speed and maintain its engine revs. So I'll just leave that stirring for a minute. Just want to show you something here around the other side, and you'll see I've got my cattle crush I've just put here this morning. So I'll put the foot bath in now. So just come into this shed here, and over here we have got a new addition to the herd. So I had a cow to calve Saturday night, and this is the little chap that has come from her. I think it's a bull, looks like a bull. Oh no, it's a little heifer. So we got a little heifer here, lovely little calf. Doing really well. Dad said she sucked well this morning. Cow in here, that is not the mother, that is a barren cow. We've got to go before long. But this here is the new addition, so we've got to get him a couple of ear tags this morning and possibly disbud this one. I can feel both horns present, but I might just leave him a couple more days just to get him used to us and sucking on the milk before we dehorn him. But there's that. We've also had a little bit of rain last night, which, to be fair, hasn't hampered the plans for today. With the yard, we just don't want too much rain, because when you're trying to work with yards and putting stone down, it becomes hard work when it starts raining. So yeah, tractor's still going at least. Stirring this hole up. Seems to be emptying a little bit. Jump on it yet. Right, we'll just stick that into pump as well now. See that the slurry hole is really easy work now. When we used to be on the old straw beds, it was an absolute nightmare, but now it's easy. Slurry tower's looking fuller, but that should last us until the ground's dry enough to travel on, which won't be long now. It'll also be about the right time of year to start spreading a bit of slurry on some grass ground. And well, that grass will be growing before long. I know we are at the end of January, but you get to the middle of Feb, if it warms up, you'll definitely see the grass starting to alter. Plans for the summer, we are going to hopefully be putting another ring on this tower so we can increase our slurry storage. What I'd love to do is put another ring on this tower and then put another tower up, and ideally I'd love to have enough storage for 12 months of the year so that I only ever have to empty slurry once a year, and the time we do that would probably be after our first cut silage. And well, the best sort of application for that would be injecting it into the ground. I just think that that is the time when it's easiest to spread slurry, because 9 times out of 10 the ground is rock hard to travel on, and then you can use that slurry to your advantage to a maximum, putting it on that second cut onto the aftermath of first cut to get that second cut grass growing. The only problem sometimes we have is with spreading it on with a splash plate. With it being warmer at that time of year, you have got that bit of a fear of spreading slurry on, and if you don't get any rain, it's not going to work into the ground, but also it can scorch the plant and burn it off. So you've got to be a little bit careful. That's why the injection would work better, but that's what we'd like to do in the long term. Obviously things like that don't happen overnight, it takes time to put this infrastructure in, but that is what we're hoping to work towards. By the sound of the tractor, the hole has just finished emptying. Just got the milk tank here filling up with a little bit of water. So our milk tank used to have an automatic wash system, but a few years back we had a massive power surge. The neutral line come down in one of our fields and it ended up blowing up a ruck of stuff on the farm, and one of the things it blew up was the automated wash system. For some reason it wasn't covered under our insurance, so since then we've sort of made it really simple. It has to be manually washed, but it works for us currently. We are looking at getting an automated wash system again, because it is a little bit of a pain on the days when you're busy or you're not here, because you come back at milking time and then you've got to wash the tank out. The tanker drivers are really good. They swill it out so there's no residue of milk or anything left in there, but it does need a wash with cold water and hypochlorite. We wash it out. Every other wash we do with hot, and then obviously every other is with cold. So I'm going to stick a little bit of hypochlorite in there, get the pump mix in, and start washing the tank. So usually on the core wash days, just put that to go around for about 10 minutes and that's it really. Not a problem, back to scans are low, so the tank wash works. That's kind of why we've not really looked at doing anything else, because whilst the back to scans are at a good level and the system's working for us, why change it? Why spend the extra money? Yeah, it takes 10 minutes out of the day, but when we're around here it's not too bad and we just make it do. There we are, tank wash done. So I'll leave that drain plug now open for the rest of the day. Just gives it a good amount of time to drain any excess water that's left in the bottom of here. Just the only thing you have to do is remember that it's Milkman's Day when you come to milk, and remember to shut that valve on the front of the tank, because I have been known to a couple of times maybe forget about it, and your first pumping of milk ends up coming straight out and straight down the drain, which is kind of a loss of money, but we don't talk about that. So here is our foot bath setup. I don't think you can quite see that from there. I'll just nip outside. It's gone a bit dark now, so you can't really see a lot. This here is where the cows exit the milking parlour, so it works really well for us because it doesn't affect their routine at all. They just go through there quite easily. You get the odd young heifer that's not used to it, they're a little bit unsure, and you'll find cows who are starting to show signs of a bit of a sore foot. They're a little bit more reluctant because they know what's in there, but if it's stinging their feet, it's a good sign for us because we know that it's doing something. So that gets set up. They'll go through this for 2 milkings, so they'll go through this tonight and then again in the morning, and then we'll take this away. So they only go through the foot bath once a week. I try to do it as routinely as I can on a Monday, because then you know where you are. Just spray these few cows here, and then they can go on their journey through the foot bath. Off you go, girls. Come on, girls. You'll just see there. A brilliant thing as well is they don't charge through it. There are a few that do charge through, but for us, I'd rather them take a little bit longer. Yeah, nice slow pace there. It's a lot better really, because the longer they spend with their feet in the foot bath just means there's more contact time of the formulin that's in there to the feet. So if there is a bit of an infection, it's got a little bit longer to touch the surface and then work on sorting it out. Go on, girls, up you go. Go on, girls. Up you go. Up you go, girlie. Here they come. And 2 for the last one. Oh. Hello, you. Nice little heifer there. It was about 500 quid in the market on a dispersal sale. When she come here, it was only a tiny little thing, but she's grown into a nice little cow now and given us a nice amount of milk. So that does bring us to the end of today's video. Not quite filmed as much today as I had planned on doing. We just spent the afternoon sorting out ready for our second pour of concrete tomorrow, so there'll be another video on that to come tomorrow for you all. I was thinking about putting them into 2, but I thought I might as well just put up what I have recorded today, even if it's just a short 5-minute video, and then we can go again tomorrow. So yeah, I think that's everything. We're pretty caught up on everything that's happened over the weekend and what we've got coming up. So like I say, that does bring us to the end of today's video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, head over to the Instagram, and we shall see you all in the next one.